In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add your timeline entry to Tiki-Toki, our course timeline. So if this doesn't look familiar to you, please go back and watch the video about how to access and log into the course timeline if you need that. We're already logged in and we're ready to add our entry. Also, we have already completed our work on the timeline. So we've chosen a topic and written out the entry, found everything that we needed, and written it all in a Word document or similar. I have a separate video that walks you through how to do the assignment and what the expectations are there. So for that information, watch that other video. This one will just show you how to put your stuff here on the course timeline and where to submit your work on Tiki-Toki on Brightspace, because you need to submit both to Brightspace and to Tiki-Toki. And if you've done everything right, putting your stuff here on Tiki-Toki on the timeline is just a lot of copying and pasting. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. So to start with, I'm going to open the admin bar. Here you'll see the stories that have already been added. You don't need to work in anything other than the stories tab. Don't worry about any of these other things. Stories is all you need to access. Click create a new story to add your work. Now you're going to go back and forth between Tiki-Toki and your document. I have mine as a Google Doc in another tab, so I'm going to open it here. I'm going to copy and paste the title of my entry, and I'm going to go back, and in the title bar, I'm going to paste it. Next, I'm going to add the date range for my topic. Mine runs from 73,000 BCE to 11,000 BCE. For the sake of argument, and to make sure that our timeline doesn't spread in a kind of strange way, I'm just going to enter this on 11,000 BCE. So you notice these use AD and BC rather than CE. Notice also that when I deleted that, it switched to AD, so I'm going to have to switch that back. So I'm going to type 11,000 BC. I don't know an exact month or date for this, but Tiki-Toki wants me to include one, so I'm just going to let it be January. I'm going to click on the 1st, then I'm going to click confirm. If you don't click on an actual date, it won't work. So do pay attention to that. Also make sure that you've used the BC or AD correctly, and that you have a reasonable, correct time range for your topic. If you've accidentally put something that's at 1963 AD back here in 1963 BC, some people might not find it and think that that topic is available for them to do. So again, make sure that you do that correctly. For this one, excuse me, I didn't mean to click that. Like I said, for the sake of argument, I'm just going to leave this at 11,000 BC rather than have a big range. So I'm going to change this. You can also edit like this, like I'm doing here, and just type right into that line rather than use the editor. I'm going to click save. Please click save early and often, because there are so many of us using the same timeline. You'll find that every now and then you get kicked out of it, so it'll just automatically log you out. That's one of the reasons that I have you write all of your work in a separate document, so that nothing gets lost in that event. And I know it can be frustrating at times. I apologize for that, but it does seem to, by and large, work fairly well. Here in the intro box, you just type your name. If you want to use initials or a pseudonym, something like that, because we're out here online, that's totally fine. Nobody has the link to our timeline except us, really. I don't think there are other visitors by and large, but again, this is out on the internet, so use your discretion there. Under category, choose the correct category. Mine is a place, the Bering Strait Land Bridge. And then this link box, this is where you'll add the URL for the outside source that you've located. So I have this one from Scientific American. I'm going to copy that and paste it into the link box. Once I've done that, I click save. You can see that my entry is already populating right here. Next, I'm going to add my media. So this is either the image or the video. You only have to do one or the other. I've done both here just to show you, but you either do a video, you go to YouTube and you search videos about your topic. You have to be discerning, decide which ones are best, or use something like Google image search. That's images.google.com to look for images. And wikimedia.org is actually a great site to find images that are usable online. So you go and you search for an image that fits with your topic, and then you copy that URL and you put it here. So I'm going to copy the URL for my video. I clicked on media already. I'm going to click add new media. In the source box, that's where I'm going to paste that link, that URL. And then because this one's a video, I'm going to change this from image to video. Notice you can include audio as well. It's not a requirement, but you can. You don't have to add a thumbnail or a caption, but you can if you want to. Click save, and you'll notice there's a little thumbnail for my video. I'm also going to add that image just to show you. So click add new media. Whoops, don't click too hard if you're on a Mac. Stop. Okay, so I've already done add new media. Now I need to go back and copy this link here. So I'm going to do that, highlight, copy, and then back here, I'm going to paste it into the source box. So this is much the same as adding a video. I just leave this as image, don't need a caption, click save. Now there's also an image there. Now I'm ready to add the text of my entry. So I'm going to click extra info. I'm going to go to timeline example again to this document, and I'm just going to copy the text I've written. And I'm going to paste it over here in the extra info area. So you'll notice that these paragraph breaks are still there. That's why we use extra info rather than basic info to add this part of the entry. And I'll say more about that in just a second. So actually, these are all the elements of the entry. So I'm going to click on more to show you what this looks like when you get into the timeline. I just minimized the admin box by clicking on it, on the word admin. All right, so this is my entry. You'll be able to click either to see the image or the video, whichever you want. You can scroll down and read what your peers have written. You can scroll down here, and then at the bottom, there's this little box, find out more. When you click that, that's the link to the outside source. So that's why I pasted it in that link box. It's a clickable button. You can go and find the source that I located and read to add a different interpretation to what we were learning about in the other assigned readings and materials. All right, so that is done. That is the ID step. The other part of the timeline assignment is to post a connection. This example here shows you what that looks like, so I'm just going to click more. Once people start populating the timeline, you'll find an entry that connects to yours. There's an explanation about what that means and how to figure that out in the assignment tutorial video. And once I've found someone else's that this connects to, and I've written my paragraph, I will just add it at the bottom of the other person's work. So I'll write connection and I'll add my paragraph. So to do that, you'll click admin, you'll click on the other person's entry. Please don't change anything. That's another reason that you also submit the document that you've done, so that if anything gets kind of messed up on accident here on the timeline, we'll have what you actually wrote, and it's there and it's saved. But you'll go to extra info. You'll scroll to the very bottom. So you'll see here's the entry, all the words that were written. Scroll to the very bottom, like this person's done. Write connection, colon, and then post, or I should say paste, your connection paragraph and click save. And then there it will be. All right, so that's what it looks like on Tiki-Toki. I'm going to click this tab here and just show you real quick. I'm going to move my head over to the other side. What this looks like, or where you should add your work on Brightspace. So here we are in our Brightspace course. We're in Unit 2. Units 2 through 6 require a timeline entry. You can either go through, these modules this way as the list, or you can click into one of these things and advance with the arrows. I'll show you that in a second. To add your ID step document, you just click here on ID step Unit 2. This will open that assignment section of the module, theoretically. All right, there it is. If you've already read these instructions, you know what you're doing, you scroll to the bottom and you just click upload. If you've done your work on a Google Doc like I have, Rather than try to share the document, the easiest thing to do is just to download it to your computer as either a PDF or docx, and then find it in your downloads folder and upload it here. But again, this will just bring up a file selector. You pick the right one, and then you click open. I'm going to click cancel and not actually do it, and then it will upload and submit. Scrolling back up, these are the advancement arrows that I mentioned. So we're not looking at it in list view, but we click to go to the next thing. The next thing on the list is the connection step. So as I mentioned when I showed you where to add your connection on Tiki-Toki, you'll also have written that connection paragraph on a Word document or similar. And you'll just do the same thing under connection step for the unit that we're currently working on. You'll click upload and upload your file. All right, well, I hope that's helpful. As with anything in the class, please don't hesitate to ask questions. Let me know what issues you're having or concerns you have, and I'll be happy to help out and work through those.